It's Friday. We did it. We made it to Friday, everybody. Nice to have you with us here on the 734. I am Jason DeRusha. This is WCCO. We appreciate you hanging out with us here online as we update you on the weather and the news of the day. I want to start with the weather. First of all, because we always start with the weather. That's how it is. It's the 7:30 forecast. This is what we do. But second, because this is kind of you know what I mean? Like the weather propagandists will try to convince you that this is a great day. It's going to be beautiful and amazing. I would say it's 12 degrees below average and still kind of blah. But tomorrow, it's going to be almost 60 degrees, which is average. But it's been so bad. Sunny and average is going to be amazing tomorrow, so a chance to get outside. Look forward to that. You deserve it, that is for sure. Today we're going to be watching the Minnesota Senate to see if they pass the bill that just came out of the House. It would allow you to take out 1 bottle of wine or a 6-pack of beer with your restaurant food order. The idea is that restaurants would be able to generate some extra revenue, move through some inventory. But in many parts of the country, restaurants have been doing cocktails to go. That is not a part of the Minnesota legislation. Some mad about that, some worried about the public safety aspect. Either way, we wanted to know what you thought about this. Do you agree with letting restaurants sell wine and beer to go? Do you wish there were cocktails? What would you most want to take to go? We'd love to hear your thoughts on that. If you're on the WCCO TV Facebook page, leave a comment. Eric will read a couple of those in just a moment. Let's get you your latest COVID-19 updates in a moment. But first, a couple other quick headlines of things going on around the area. 2 people in the hospital. There was a shooting in North Minneapolis, happened just before 9, 3500 block of Irving Avenue. Police tell us the 2 men were shot. They're in serious but stable condition at North Memorial Medical Center. Crime has largely been down during the COVID-19 outbreak, but this shooting from overnight, an aberration in that. The Trump administration has gutted another environmental regulation from the Obama era. They've said this is what they were going to do, and the EPA did it, reversing a policy that compelled coal plants to cut back emissions of mercury and other health hazards. The chief of the EPA, Andrew Wheeler, called this rule regulatory overreach. Facebook is notifying users if they liked or commented on a COVID-19 post that turned out to be a hoax. Social media giant will also offer a link to fact-check articles that debunk the fake stories. Facebook putting more than 40 million labels on false or misleading posts. Before you put something on Facebook, do a quick Google search of it, see if it can be verified in another legitimate source. Let's give you a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers from around the area. If you are one of those people who is tracking the number of cases, the Department of Health says we're now at 1,900. 94 people in Minnesota have died. Important to remember, 94. Those are all people with a story, with a family. More than half of Minnesota's COVID-19 patients have already recovered from the virus, so they don't have to stay isolated anymore. 213 patients are still in the hospital, including about half of those, 103, who are in intensive care. In Wisconsin, there have been almost 200 deaths. More than 3,800 people are sick from the virus. Wisconsin is going to stay shut down for at least another month. Governor Tony Evers extended that state's stay-at-home order until May 26. It was originally scheduled to end next Friday. Wisconsin schools also being closed for the rest of the year. Now, there is a coalition of 7 different states. Governors of 7 states, including Minnesota and Wisconsin, they're going to begin working together on plans to kickstart the economy in the Midwest. And here's the lineup, which is notable for the states that are not a part of this. If you look at Minnesota there, almost all of our neighbors are not a part of this. The Dakotas, Iowa, nope. We're working with Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and that great Midwestern state of Kentucky. These governors are going to consult experts in healthcare, business, labor, education, trying to get the facts and recommendations. They're trying to work together. The 4 main factors here: controlled rate of infections, enhanced testing, capacity to handle a resurgence of the virus, and then social distance practices to see how everyone is doing.
Really adhering to those guidelines around ill workers going home, isolating, all of the things that we need to do to make sure that we're not seeing rapid spread in a workplace. That is something we work hard to avoid.
If we're going to go back to work, we have to have assurances that workplaces will have good social distancing habits. Right now, the stay-at-home order for Minnesota lasts through May the 4th. How about this takeout item at a restaurant in the North Loop at Red Rabbit and Red Cow? You can order a roll of toilet paper, $1.50. That seems reasonable, right? Restaurant says it's not like an industrial size roll. They use normal TP there. Because their restaurants are closed, they had a lot sitting down, so they thought, what the heck, let's offer it up to people. Red Rabbit says their business has been pretty good through these times. They have take and bake stuff for Red Rabbit. Red Cow has like all their burgers and all that stuff, but you can just add it on to your order when you go online to do that. WNBA draft is today. It's all going to be virtual. The 2020 draft class was not able to showcase their talents in the NCAA tournament this year, of course. But, you know, I mean, the scouts have been watching these players, and there seems to be strong agreement that Sabrina Ionescu from Oregon, is that how we say that? No one knows. She's going to be the #1 pick, though. We'll hear her name called through a Skype or a Zoom or some nonsense tonight. A Minnesota company is involved in a first-of-its-kind antibody test study that's going to Major League Baseball teams all over the country. Pretty interesting. Premier Biotech in Minneapolis has been working with researchers from Stanford School of Medicine to produce these tests that will help detect whether a person has been exposed to COVID-19. We've been hearing a lot about these antibody tests. It's a blood sample to see if your body has created antibodies against the virus, and if it has, then you would think, well, you probably had it. Lead researcher behind the project says testing people around the country could give them a better idea of the scope of the infection and be one step closer to opening up the economy. And some of the Minnesota Twins staff took part in the study, including Twins radio broadcaster Corey Provis.
This idea, this test, which was started up by Stanford and USC, and MLB decided to join in because 27, I think, of the 30 teams jumped at the chance to do it, and all the different people that work for teams from different socioeconomic backgrounds, gender, race, what have you. It's a pretty wide-ranging demographic to use for this study. So I jumped at the chance to try to help out.
Tell you what, it's nice to hear Corey Provis's voice. I wish we were hearing it on the radio for a Twins broadcast. Around 10,000 of these blood tests have already been done. Researchers at Stanford say they're reviewing it all right now, but results could be released fairly soon. Exciting stuff. Hey, look at this. We've got a Lego Star Wars kit for you. Are you a Lego fan? Maybe you're a Star Wars fan and you like collecting the Lego kits. This is Elite. It's the Ultimate Collector Edition of an A-Wing starfighter. More than 1,600 pieces, so little itty-bitty pieces in here. This is not for your 6-year-old. It's coming out on May 1st, so, you know, you can buy it on May 1st and give it to your favorite fan who celebrates May the 4th be with you. So, there you go. Star Wars Lego set. Oh, it's only several $100s. Okay. How about that? $200. John Krasinski, the actor, has been making headlines the last couple of weeks. He has a new web series, some good news. Like he's the first guy in the world to do good news. Real happy for you, Krasinski. Anyway, he's doing something pretty cool for high schoolers.
Lady in red is dancing. Confused? Me too. For all of you missing prom, I'm hosting this Friday night.
So there you go, 2020 grads. You can have a virtual prom tonight. Krasinski is going to be your DJ. It'll be on that Some Good News YouTube page tonight at 7. All right, let's talk about beer and wine because it's 7:42 and why not?
And you don't want to share your DJ list for your good news.
Yeah, do you want? Who wants me to host a prom for? I think the no prom, there is an upshot to people who didn't get invited to prom, right?
I didn't. I refused somebody who asked.
You turned somebody down?
Did.
My wife, she was never asked. I went to prom, obviously. Restaurant takeout, 1 wine, 1 bottle of wine, 6-pack of beer, no cocktails. What are people saying?
A couple places have said that their states are doing it better, for instance. So
Sure.
I guess in southern Texas, it works
Well,
fine.
in Texas, it's a free-for-all.
But Wyoming, for instance, sealed bags or bottles that hold your cocktail or alcoholic slushy.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll have to verify that that's
right.
actually true.
Huh.
Tamara says my friends in Colorado are enjoying their to-go cocktails. So, as for those who are from here,
Yeah, I mean, our liquor policies are some of the most puritanical in the country, right?
and they always.
I mean, how long did it take to get Sunday liquor sales? Who really thought they were going to be like, sure, we're going to mix up a jug of Manhattans.
Right. A lot of people are
bag.
saying actually they wish that salons are the next thing that open up.
Oh,
A lot of shaggy haired people out there.
Yeah. I get it. I feel like a salon, they could figure this out, right? You stagger appointments, you keep people far apart.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Rita speaks for a lot of people that I saw commenting on this yesterday when she says, I didn't think that was a priority in one's life. There are other things like food and shelter that probably people need more than having a glass of booze in their hand.
Yeah. Well, that's true, but this is not about me needing booze. It's about restaurants wanting to sell some stuff to make some money to keep people working.
Absolutely. And
So
then
that's
somebody said, or a bunch of people have said, like, if it's
I mean,
just
I'm
beer.
an adult. I have plenty of booze at home. Like, I need to get a takeout
And
bottle of wine.
on that note,
Come on.
some people are saying, why beer and wine but not cocktails?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's tricky. None of it makes sense, right? There's political calculations here. What can we get through the legislature now and have quicker relief? And that's what they did, beer and wine.
I will say, by the way, the pre-mixed cocktail kits that people are doing, I've tried one from Hi.
Oh, yeah.
I
How
had
was
their High
that?
of the Storm. Perfect. More voluminous at home.
Sure.
Not by choice. It just
Right.
it requires more ice.
They-
And then what did I have? I had Centro whiskey sour.
Yeah. Nice. So you can still get a cocktail kit. You just have to provide your own booze.
And then you
which
can drink it at home.
There are plenty of places that sell. We're all going to be fine. This issue is getting a lot of attention. It's probably not that important, right? 7:34. Thanks for visiting with us all week. We really appreciate it. We're happy to be your news source. We will see you again on Monday. Have a good weekend.